System. This is Newsline. 30 minutes of news from Liberia and elsewhere. Today is August 18, 2023. I'm your presenter, Maxwell Johnson. In our top stories, President George Weah takes campaign tour to District 13 and 15 today. Liberia commemorates.
At the leaders country, except you know it. You have given me the opportunity. You can see my performance.
Liberia commemorates 20 years of uninterrupted peace following the signing of the Accra Peace Accord in Ghana. Labour Ministry denies several foreign nationals work permits. And on the home front, West African military chiefs threaten the use of force to restore democracy in Niger if diplomacy fails in the country's political crisis. Stay ahead, we have sports, simple Liberian English, foreign news, and some local development. But first, we'll take a bulletin of news with Grace Tao.
CDC standard-bearer President George Weah is continuing his tour of Montserrado County as part of campaign for his re-election. The spokesperson of the Weah Taylor 2023 campaign, Councillor Kanyo Gbagbala, said the Liberian leader will tour District 13 and 15 today. Councillor Gbala said while in the two districts, the CDC standard-bearer will outline massive achievements his government has made since taking over in 2018.
The president will be visiting district number 15 and district number 13. In district 15, the president will be there today. The meet and greet meeting where he gets off and begins to interact with his people is at the Logan Town Junction.
The CDC campaign spokesperson was speaking Friday on ELBC's Super Morning Show. The executive director of the Liberia Crusaders for Peace, Ambassador Julie Ndi, has urged Liberians not to promote acts of violence during the October elections. Ambassador Ndi said peace is pivotal to the welfare of every Liberian. As such, it is incumbent on all citizens to keep the peace. She also called on Liberians to reject persons who are habitual of beating war drums and causing havoc in the country. Madam Ndi was speaking Friday in Congo Town at a program marking the celebration of 20 years of peace since the signing of the Accra Comprehensive Peace Accord on August 18, 2023. That's 2003. President George Weah, Vice President Howard Taylor, Foreign Minister D. Maxwell Kimia, and other government officials, including international partners, are part of the event. The Ministry of Labor says it has denied several foreign nationals work permits. The foreign nationals were brought into the country by major concession companies. The companies include Firestone Liberia, ArcelorMittal, Cimenco, GVL, Orange DSM, and Gori Liberia, among others. A release said those denied permits were brought to take on positions that should be occupied by Liberians. The positions are Human Resource System and Control Specialist, Logistic Manager, Senior Assurance Manager, and Engagement Manager, among others. The release said Labor Minister Councillor Charles Gibson instructed the affected companies to advertise various positions to allow qualified Liberians apply in line with the labor law of Liberia. River County Senator Komene Wise has praised Liberians, especially the women, for bringing peace to Liberia. Senator Wise said it was through the instrumentality of the women of Liberia that peace came to the country during its civil crisis. He bragged that since the signing of Accra Peace Accord in 2003, Liberians have worked collectively to protect the peace. Senator Wise, a signatory to the peace agreement, however, cautioned Liberians to continue promoting peace during and after the October elections. The River County Senator further called on government to ensure the October elections is free, fair, peaceful, credible, and transparent. Foreign Minister D. Maxwell Kimia has hailed President George Weah for the significant strides to promote and protect the country's democratic systems. Minister Kimaya said the Liberian leader has contributed immensely to the long-standing peace Liberians now enjoy. The chief Liberian diplomat, however, condemned the habit of some handful of Liberians threatening to disrupt the country's peace. Minister Kimaya said it is sad for some Liberians to engage into such habits because of their high quest for political power. The Liberian foreign minister stressed that President Weah is a peaceful leader who has upheld the country's peace to the tenets of democracy. Two leading political parties have renewed their commitment to a violence-free electoral process. They are the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change and the Opposition Unity Party. The commitment followed a one-day community engagement forum organized by the Center for Justice and Peace Studies for Youth and Women wings of political parties in Claratown Thursday.
The message I got from there is for us to go out there and preach the peace message, and we all should be united. This is Liberia, and after the election, we all remain the same. We should be peaceful in the process until the election is over.
The peace is important, number 10, because in everything we do, Liberia matters.
The two political parties urged their supporters to be peaceful and avoid personal attacks and provocations that have the tendency to cause chaos. Meanwhile, the head of the Community Services Section of the Liberian National Police, Samuel Ford, reiterated the LMP's stance to ensure violent-free elections. The National Disaster Management Agency has donated 100 bags of rice to fire victims in Hattiton, 1940 community, rural Montserrado County. In late July this year, fire gutted a 5-bedroom house in the area, leaving 3 minors dead and 1 teenager in critical condition. Presenting the rice Thursday, NDMA Executive Director Henry Williams extended government sympathy to the family and said it is concerned about the well-being of its citizens.
And as I said again, this is to show that the government cares for its citizens when something like this happens. We are really sorry, and the government wants to say sorry. You have our sympathy.
Mr. Williams noted that the situation is very pitiful and prayed that God will console the family, including the survivor. Meanwhile, the victim's grandmother, Noah Mulba, a widow, thanked government through the agency for the gesture and appealed to government to help reconstruct the damaged house. The Liberia Agriculture Company has agreed to increase the number of 25 kg bags of rice for ordinary workers from 2 to 3 bags. It followed an instruction by Labour Minister Charles Gibson following a complaint from the LSE Workers Union of disparity in the process. A release says ordinary workers on the plantation were issued 2 bags of rice monthly, while senior staff are given 4 bags. Labour Minister Gibson said the decision by the Labour Ministry is to bridge the gap of rice supply between the ordinary workers and senior staff of the company. Minister Gibson disclosed that the increment in the ordinary workers' rice supply in part of the collective bargaining agreement entered into by the management and the workers' union. And more than 40 women from 2 fishing communities in Riverside County are currently undergoing intensive training in fish processing methods. The training is being conducted by the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, NAFA. Our correspondent said women in Riverside County were selected by NAFA to be trained in fish processing method because fish vendors lack the skill to process fish. The participants will be trained in the various fish process techniques and preservation, amongst others. Our correspondent said the exercise is a training of trainers workshop aimed at empowering the 40 women to train others in fishing processing.
That great star will there with our news bulletin. She'll be back later on during the program for our foreign news. In one big story this afternoon, Liberia commemorates 20 years of uninterrupted peace following the signing of the Accra Peace Accord in Ghana. The Center for Justice and Peace Studies, the CJPS, is organizing several engagements with the National Elections Commission, the joint security and political parties on their roles during the pending elections. The ongoing engagement is part of a project dupe strengthening community actions for peaceful elections and development. As Emmanuel Colley reports, political party representatives urge their supporters to be peaceful during an ongoing campaign activities across the country.